It takes that management of ourselves that then will control the time. Managing ourselves will then control the crisis. Managing ourselves will then help us to become what we need to be, which is real estate professionals. So, how do we manage ourselves? Well, that's a tough one, isn't it? I'm going to go to a really sticky spot as I've been looking at this. How do we manage ourselves? I have one word. I know that sounds really weird. To manage ourselves, we must be accountable. We must be willing to have someone hold us accountable for our actions. Now, in reality, it should be us. I mean, in a perfect world, we should have the discipline, the self-discipline for that to be. How many of us have that discipline? Not I. You? No, I don't think so. So, if that's what it is, then we need the accountability coming from someone else. I just had something pop up on my screen. Sorry, I don't know if I lost you guys. Let's see. Nope, you're there. Welcome back. All right, so accountability comes at a cost, though, right? Some people pay Mike Ferry. I paid him $1,000 a month to hold me accountable and made a tremendous amount of money because of that $1,000 a month. Brian Buffini cost what, $600? Proctor's another $500 or $1,000. I can't remember. Tom Ferry, all of them, right? Michael Mayer now has jumped on the coaching bandwagon. So when you look at this, let's talk about accountability. Now here at StonePath, we are very fortunate in that we have brokers that can help us be accountable. They are accountable to others, and they can be accountable to you and help hold you accountable as well. So how does that happen? Well, ask. Really, ask. It'll make all the difference in the world. Okay? Ask your brokers to be help you hold you accountable. Wow, tongue-tied on that one, wasn't I? Accountability is huge. What does it mean to be accountable? It means that we are going to commit, do, return, and report. Commit, do, return, and report. Okay? Talk about committing. What does it mean to make a commitment? Now, years and years ago, I got married. A long time ago. Sorry, honey, if you're online. It was a long time ago. 21 years I've been married, right? 21 years I've been married. My wife comes from a very interesting background, and someday when you get to know her and love her like I do, you'll understand her background. But she comes from a pretty tough growing up, right? And there was one commitment that I had to make before I got married. One. Okay? Now, most of you would think, okay, well, what's this going to be? That I'm going to always have a job, or I'm always going to do this, or I'm always going to do that. No. My wife made me commit that I would never drink alcohol while we were married. She said that the first time I would drink any booze whatsoever, it'd be over. Now, this is because we're growing up. And so, she's awesome. Of course, I committed. And so, 21 years ago, I committed that I would never, ever drink alcohol. Any booze. Now, that doesn't mean anything for you or anything for me. It was a commitment that I made to my wife. Now, could I? Sure. Would she ever know? I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I made the commitment. I made the commitment. That is my due. And then I return and I report. And every once in a while I let her know, honey, I'm still there. I still haven't. And I still won't. What commitments do you need to make? What commitments do you need to do in your life that you need to say, you know what? I need to cut this out. I need to quit doing this. Whatever it is. I don't know what it is. Right? Maybe I need to quit eating Snickers bars. That's not going to happen. I don't know what it is. Maybe it is a workout routine that you're going to commit to. But you can't just commit to yourself. You have to go commit to somebody else who you respect, who will hold you accountable. And then go do it. Doing's the easy part. Right? People always ask me how I run. Right? How do you do that? How do you run a marathon? How do you do that? It's pretty easy. You lean forward and you shuffle your feet. Look up every once in a while and see if you're done. That's running. And if you've ever seen me run, you know that that's exactly how it looks. So, when you're doing your commitment, what does it look like? Doesn't matter. It can be clunky, it can be ugly, it can be unattractive, as all get out, as long as you're doing your commitment. Some of you commit, hey, you know what, Dean, at 8:30 every morning I'm going to make 10 phone calls, right? The first and 10 calls from Michael Mayer. You bet. Do it. Do it. The first ones are going to be awful, right? I'm working with one of our people on making phone calls, and what he was saying wasn't working. Okay, so let's change it up. Let's change it up. And so we're changing up what he's saying, and we're testing it. Doesn't mean he quits making the 10 phone calls. That doesn't mean he stops because it's not working. It means that we change what he says and test it again. So commit. Oh, there's my finger. Commit. Do. Let's talk about returning. How often should you be going back to your accountability coach, broker, partner, whatever? How often? Well, it depends how fast you want to change. Okay? Brian Buffini talks about his accountability partner, which is Joe up there in Chicago, and they have an accountability session every day. Every day they have a quick phone call that they report what they did and if they achieve their goals and what their goals are for the next day. It's a 5-minute phone call. It's not, oh, well, you don't understand because this happened or this happened or this happened. Nope. It's all about accountability. The other day I had a phone call with an agent that we're coaching, and our phone call, it was funny, our phone call lasted 15 minutes. We went through what his commitments were and how he did. We took score. We talked about the commitments for the next week, and we signed off in 15 minutes. It was a 15-minute conversation, and he is blasting out the numbers. Why? Because he's returning every week to report his numbers. Now, let's talk about what we're needing to report. If we're saying we're going to work out more, or we're saying we're going to do this, or we're going to make 10 phone calls, or we're going to do whatever, what does that mean? That means for you and for me, we have to report the same numbers every week. It's interesting when I sit down with our brokers and I talk to them every week. We have a meeting. And I say, okay, let's hear your numbers. And they report on the same numbers every week. Why? That consistency makes it easier for them, makes it easier for your accountability coach on how to be effective. I know that if you strike out during the week, something broke, and I can help fix it, and so can the coaches that you find. So, find yourself an accountability partner. I'm going to give you some advice. Number one, don't make it your significant other or your spouse. Bad news. Bad news. Don't do that. Find somebody who you are just slightly scared of, and let them be your accountability partner so they can give you the smackdown when you need it, because there will be weeks and days that you need it. All right? So this week, what I want you to work on is your self-management. Not your time management, not your crisis management, your self-management. I want you to find somebody to hold you accountable. I want you to commit to something, do it, return, and report. All right? That's all I got for you this week. I'm going to sign off just a couple minutes early so that we can get ready for the negotiations class. If you need me, please email me, text me, call me. Smoke signals, you know how to reach me. Get a hold of me. I'll help you however I can. We have some great people that are working with us. Major kudos out to Brian and Teresa, Danielle, Terry, man, Amber. Geez, the list goes on and on. We have some amazing people here at Stone Path ready to help you. So let them help you. Get your accountability put in place. Get your commitment put in place. And I want to hear about your success this week. All right? Have a fantastic week, everybody. And we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.